Red flags of the dismissive avoidant, both in the dating phase and in long-term relationships. Part 1 here is the dating phase. I'm Dr. Sarah Hensley. I'm a specialized social psychologist, and I've been studying the science of attachment and attraction inside romantic relationships for nearly 20 years. The first and most obvious red flag for dismissive avoidance is that they are either workaholics or hobbyaholics. And for female dismissive avoidance, stay-at-home moms can really make their kids their workaholism. The reason that they become workaholics and hobbyaholics is because they can use those things to continue to dissociate from their own feelings. And if you're new around here, you may not know that dismissive avoidants are people that grew up with profound emotional neglect and continually suppress their emotions and become emotionally unavailable inside long-term relationships. So in the dating phase, they're going to talk a ton about whatever it is they are essentially obsessed with to dissociate. So if that's work, that's hobbies, it's kids, whatever, they're going to talk about it a lot. Number 2, although dismissive avoidants do show up very strong in the dating phase, they can show up vulnerable, affectionate, authentic, kind, attuned, reciprocal, all of those things. They usually show little hints that they are, in fact, going to flake out on you for whatever I just mentioned that they are into to dissociate from their feelings. And then over the course of time, that flaking out becomes ever more persistent and consistent. Another big sign in the dating phase is that they mostly prefer text relationships. This is genuinely the norm. It doesn't mean if they talk on the phone they're not a DA, but I have just learned that most DAs do not want to talk on the phone. They like text relationships because it's the most surface level. Another red flag is that DAs often prefer long-distance relationships. They seek them out, even though they don't know that they seek them out. They do seek them out. They think it happens by circumstance or happenstance or coincidence, but it doesn't. They actually seek out long-distance relationships because it helps them maintain their space and their distance. A really good question that you can ask them in the dating phase that will reveal to you with a high degree of accuracy if they are in fact going to be emotionally unavailable in the relationship is you can say, what did you do to get over your last long-term relationship? Secure people are going to say things like, well, I went to therapy, or, I poured into my faith, or I read these books, or I did something related to their own character and emotional growth, and some kind of reflection on their past participation in the relationship and how it went wrong. People who are emotionally unavailable, aka the dismissive avoidants, are going to feel very puzzled by this question. They won't have a clear answer for the question. They will usually say something like, well, it just didn't work out, it is what it is, or I don't know, one day I just woke up and didn't care anymore, etc., etc., which shows you they put zero effort into actually dealing with that relationship. They did what they always do, which is suppress all the feelings and set their sights towards the future, which just leads them to endlessly perpetuate the cycle of going into relationships strong, hooking people in, and then slowly deactivating, dissociating, withdrawing over time to the point where it is so painful for the other partner that the other partner either is an anxious mess beside themselves trying to get the relationship to go back to the way it was in the beginning and hanging on to every little breadcrumb, or a more secure person would set a boundary and leave. Or occasionally, sometimes they will ghost you, disappear on their own, etc. When you are entering the 4th, 5th, 6th month with a dismissive avoidant is when you will usually start to see the deactivation start. The text messages, time between texts is going to widen. The lovey-doveyness of their text is going to decrease. They will stop bringing up when they are going to see you again. It will start to feel like a mystery. Are you guys going to get together? Are you not going to get together? You're going to go, do they even like me? That essentially has really, really, really been a common theme with dismissive avoidance at that period of time in the dating phase. So if those things are happening, I would get out and I would work on your attachment security and ask yourself the question, why was I truly attracted to this person in the first place, or what kept me attracted after they showed these red flags? If this was interesting to you, you can see me at my website, thedatingdecoder.com, 25% off, code HOLIDAY25 for all of my products and services. That's the biggest discount I've ever given. Jesus told me to do it, so Merry Christmas.